Hey everyone. Just getting a couple things set up here and we'll be ready to go. The plan for tonight is to brainstorm a little bit about the project that we want to start. We will get the project file set up, maybe get some very basic mechanics in, and then yeah, that'll be it. As you can see here, I've got a Google Keep set up for this, where we can take notes kind of like on Post-its. And then I will transfer this to a more hard and fast document as we solidify the ideas. All right. Good. Now, Twitter right now. Cool. So we're going to be building this in Unreal Engine 5. Other software we will definitely be using Maya, Autodesk Maya, Substance Painter 2, Substance Designer 6. I do not have the Adobe license for it, so we'll just be using the older versions that still definitely get the job done. I'll probably have to use some Photoshop at some point. And might have to use some sort of data, either like Excel sheet or a database or something for this at some point. Not sure yet. We'll see how it goes. The concept that we're going for, one of my favorite games growing up was always COD Zombies. So obviously it's not going to be a direct rip off of that, but they do have some very base mechanics, which I have started listing out here that I kind of want to build off of. The idea, I mean, we're talking very basic things like you get points for killing stuff, and you use those points to do stuff and get stuff and upgrade stuff. So we're definitely not ripping it off, especially once we get into I want to build on that and do more than they did. Well, I haven't played the last several iterations, but so I don't know exactly what they've done since like Black Ops 2 or whatever. But yeah, I want to build on sort of their base level concept and then branch out to do other cool stuff. So for instance, in COD Zombies, at least the version I'm used to playing, they really only have one enemy type that comes at you throughout the entire game. Eventually you get more of them, they get tougher, and that's how that game plays out. I would like to have different enemy types and have it where you unlock more of them as you unlock more of the map or as you do certain things or reach certain milestones. So it gets tougher and tougher up until a point. Obviously, we're not going to have an infinite number of enemy types. So once you hit wave, I don't know, 30 and have the whole map unlocked and all the weapons and upgrades and whatever, eventually you're going to max out the number of types of enemies coming at you. Probably somewhere in, I want to say like 5 or 6 different enemy types, maybe. We'll see how that goes. If we come up with more of them, great. If we can't get up to 5 or 6, that's fine too. It's always something we can iterate on later as well. I'm not really in a rush to distinguish all the enemy types right now. I'm thinking the enemies are going to be droids gone mad sort of situation. So this will be a sci-fi themed game. Some level ideas, just throwing stuff out there right at the start would be like a space station that's gone dark, and you have to get the power back on in the station, and the droids just don't stop coming. Or a moon base, or I don't know, some government facility. Again, this is something we can iterate on later. I'm not too worried about specific level designs right now, because what we're going to do is build out one level, and all of the mechanics should be at least semi-modular to the point where, like, the mechanics themselves transfer over from level to level almost directly. There may be, like, a different power-up on level 2 than there is on level 1. There may be a unique enemy type on a certain map, that sort of thing. But for the most part, the core gameplay should be about the same, and then the challenges come in the level design themselves, right? So, like, one room may be really tight spaces that gives you benefits and drawbacks. Like, you don't have to run around a lot, but you get swarmed easily, that sort of thing. As far as, so that covers sort of the narrative space, right? Sci-fi, space, future. Probably not like distant future, but future. The droids themselves, I'm thinking like art style wise, maybe a mix between like Star Wars and Fallout. A little dirty, a little broken down, a little bit gone mad, right? So that's kind of where my head's at with this. I think the first thing we're probably going to do is, well, the first thing we'll do is work on a point system, make sure that there's a functioning point system for acquiring points and purchasing things with those points. The second thing we'll do is set up a basic AI to test against. So we'll have one enemy type, and that'll be our main thing that we're working with probably for a while. We probably won't do variations until a little bit further down the line. Then we'll work on probably, and this is not today, this is, planning out the next few weeks, even couple months. But yeah, once we have a basic enemy type and our point system working, then we'll develop the basics of the user interface. From there, we'll work on the things that you can purchase with your points. So we'll try to come up with some different weapon types. On weapon types, and maybe I should go ahead and take a note on this. Should probably take notes on all of this, actually. I'm thinking weapons will be somewhat inspired by the more sci-fi like more sci-fi weapons from the COD Zombies game. So you're talking about the ray gun, the thunder gun, or thunder cannon, what it's called. I forget. Some of the more sci-fi versions of that mixed with some of the weapons from like Dead Space, where they were really pieced together, right? Like you had the bolt thrower, you had the circular saw gun thing. I think there was a javelin gun at one point. So like, things like that. Obviously there'll be a pistol type, a rifle type, a shotgun type, something like that. So mix up zombies, sci-fi, weapon, Dead Space style. ray gun, thunder cannon, bolt thrower, circular gun, javelin gun, things like that. I wouldn't mind actually having like a melee weapon in there too. We'll put that in its own little thing. Melee weapon. I'll make that red. Narrow space. Sci-fi. Base. Etc. Enemies are droids / robots gone mad. Space station. Moon base. Government facility. The player character, I'm open to suggestions. I'm open to different things. Astronaut, aliens, mix of different kinds. Go ahead and clarify this. Endless waves of enemies. Multiple enemy types. Enemies get tougher in later waves. Or enemies in later waves. Enemy types unlocked by area. Achievement. Okay. So, point system, basic AI, test robots, user interface. That'll just be a shell because we'll have to come back and work on it later. Purchasable items. Power-ups, weapons, upgrade. I'm trying to keep this focused on the stuff that we'll have to do in Unreal. For now, the art stuff will be on a different track because we'll be doing art streams weekly as well. At least for now. That schedule may have to change. We may have to prioritize one over the other depending on how quickly things go. Let's see. What else? This is a pretty good start. Oh, leave that open. Okay. At some point, I'll have to come through and excuse me. I'll flesh out a full high concept document and start to do like other documentation for this. Luckily, this is a one person team right now, and I don't have to keep everyone on the same page because it's just me. But it's still helpful to have stuff like the basic concept documents, mood boards for certain art elements, that kind of stuff. I think that's probably pretty good to get us started. So, why don't we go ahead and do that? All right. So, Unreal Engine library. We want to launch a new project in 5.2.0. That is, as far as I know, the most recent version of the engine. That's what we'll work with. As far as what type of game we want to do, the simplest, quickest one to get going would probably be first person, because that comes with a gun already sort of prototyped. Even if it's completely different than what we're going to use eventually, that at least lets us test certain things, right? Third person, I'd have to add a gun. It doesn't take too much work. Top down, I think you'd have to add a gun as well, if I remember correctly. None of these other sections have anything useful for us. So I'm thinking first person, at least to get started. If we decide we want to go top down or third person, both of which are reasonable design decisions and things that I'm sort of like tumbling over in my head. If we decide to do that, we can still port over almost everything that we would have built in the first person template. We can certainly port over all AI, all art assets. Possibly point systems if we build that into the game mode that might be built into the character. We can still port most of that over if it's built into the character. We just take the character over and pull out what we need and put it in, you know, our new character or whatever. All this to say, I think it's best to start first person just so we can get our feet wet. We'll do a blueprint. We'll do desktop, maximum quality, don't need starter content, ray tracing. Ooh. Don't know if we want, I don't know if we need that or not. Let's take a look at something real quick. Yeah, I don't think we do. I think we want to keep this lightweight. The ray tracing is just going to bog down any rendering we want to do. And we may want to, I mean, one of the primary reasons for wanting to keep it lightweight is that there might be, what's the best? I'm trying to think how I want to put this. There might be a pull, a creative pull at some point to do something a little more heavyweight with rendering anyway that doesn't require ray tracing, but like if we wanted to put a cell shader over the whole project, we don't want other stuff already pulling our resources if we can keep everything clean. I don't need anything photorealistic. Definitely not photorealistic. That's not what we're going for with this at all. What I'm referencing as I'm looking at what we would use the ray tracing for. Shadows, AO, reflections, real time. I don't think it would bog things down too much. I just don't think it's needed. Like, yeah, there's a difference, but this project isn't the one that you need that for, so we'll go without. And it's always something we can go back and rework into it if we do decide we need it. I do like ray trace AO, but okay, yeah, we'll back off that. So, no ray tracing, no starter content. For now, we are going to call this a survival game. Cool. Default location is fine. And we'll go ahead and get it started. All right, first things first, let's get some file structure set up here. Art. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Art. Folder code. New folder. Materials. Articles. Static. Skeletal. Yeah, that's all good. At least for now. We'll probably have to add more later. Go ahead and customize this. Make it more visually workable. Particles with red. I always forget what skeletal mesh is, so we'll just go with pink. All right. Code. Blueprints. AI. UI. Probably a good start for now. Yeah, it's probably a good start for now. All right, let's go ahead and clear out some space in our level. We're probably not going to do a whole lot today in the level itself, but there's a lot of garbage that we don't need. I do like to have that out there. We'll leave all that. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to pick up the gun now. All right, so that's all functioning. Cool. So I want to open up the blueprint for the weapon. I want to find first person character. Projectile. Ooh, that reminds me. Folder. Game mode. We probably will not set up anything in the game mode tonight, but that'll be in the future. I'll set color. Give that a gray. Light gray. Cool. All right. These are the main things that are in play currently. And then I want to add. Oh, that game mode needs to code, not. There we go. I want to add a blueprint. We'll just call it BP underscore test target. And we'll open up that too. So we've got our 4 major blueprints here: the character, the rifle, projectile that comes from the rifle, and the test target. So the first thing that we need to do, like I said, we want to get just a basic idea of a point system in here tonight. The ability to gain points, probably not even spend them. I'm not even too concerned about that yet. I just want to be able to get them. Because spending them is going to require a little bit more. I don't know. We might have time to set up like a basic prototype of a door to a different area type of situation. We'll see. Anyway, points. So the first thing we need is a new variable in the character blueprint called points current points current. That will be an integer. Compile, and you see over here we can tweak stuff. I was going to leave all the user interface stuff for later. We could throw one just to display point totals up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling in a while. Otherwise, we'll just print it all as print strings and yeah. All right, so now we need to be able to gain points. And in order to do that, really, we probably want a function called gain point file. This will take an input called points gained. And all it's going to do, look at the current points, and then add that to the points gained. It'll probably do more than that eventually. It should be fairly simple though. So we need the add function. Boom, boom, boom. Connect the execution pin, and then print at Sorry, a pend is what they call it. Oops. Points gained. Current points. So ideally, this will add our points and then print a string telling us how many we gained and what our current total is. File. Save. Um, let's see. All of a sudden. Anyway, we'll roll with this for now. All right, target. I want to do a couple things with this. I want to make a basic one that gives us a few points, and then make different ones within the same blueprint that give different point totals, just so we can test that it is functioning. So, for now, we want a cylinder. Then we want to squish it. Target 5. Target 10. Target 20. As far as collision, I mean, capsule's probably the best here. Actually, no, we'll just. This is stupid. We'll just make a different cylinder. Collision 5. And we do not want that to be visible. Collision 10. All right, so we've set our collision on the collision cylinders to overlap all. We've turned off collision on these other ones so they don't get in the way on the target objects themselves. Theoretically, right now, if we shot through this, oh, let's test it out. It should go straight through. There should be no collision whatsoever. Oh, I am colliding with something. What am I colliding with? Interesting. Oh, for some reason, the projectile is set to block. Huh. Whereas I can't turn that off. Weird. I don't like that. Why is the Why is that turned off? Generate overlap events. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Don't need any of that. So we're going to ask, is that a first-person projectile? Does it belong to the rifle? And does that rifle belong to our first-person character? Now, this is just a test. This may not even work. Gain points 5. The get owner stuff can be a little difficult. Yeah, so it's not working right now. Okay. Primitive component. Try that. All right, so the projectile cast is working, but it's stopping at BP pickup rifle. So that must not be the owner. Just to show you again, you can follow the execution pin and see that it's stopping at pickup rifle. That means that pickup rifle is not the correct owner. We're going to have to hardwire this a little bit just to see it work. Get rid of all this stuff. Get player controller. Fast first. That should be a pure cast. Yep. And then as that, we can gain points. Uh, okay. Oh. Hmm. This could be a problem. Where is that getting created? Here we go. Employ. Projectile spawn. We need to walk back through that a little bit. Oh, let's see if that tests any different. No, it won't. Hmm. All right, well, this may be something we have to come back to. Because I am not sure. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's find out what the owner of this actually is. Oh, where's my print string? It is hitting. So why is it not printing anything? We'll try just having it print hello. Okay, so it is printing hello. We're gonna save everything because we're kind of chunking right now. And I'm hoping we don't crash. If we do, then we do, but... Yeah, I'm not getting a print. So it has no owner. Maybe? I don't know. Oh. Okay, we'll come back to the target later. Let's find another way to get some more basic way to get some points. BP point volume. BP points track volume. Hmm? You're really chunking along right now. And close some stuff. I'm gonna make a test material for this. Should be good enough for now. Alright, I should be able to walk into this. Okay. I'm actually going to save everything and quit and take a bio break for a minute, give my computer a chance to chill, and then we'll come back, open it up, and hopefully it won't be quite as chunky. So we're gonna take 5 minutes and yeah, let everything sort of calm down a bit. I'm worried that we're gonna crash if I keep pushing it too hard. All right, see everyone in a couple minutes. All right. Get everything set up here. So I am a little concerned about how chunky that was being. If it continues like that, we may have to call it a little early, which wouldn't be the worst thing because I do probably need to research the object interactions that are going on there. I used to know how to set this up, but they changed the structure of how the weapons and projectiles sort of function and talk to each other and talk to the character. So I probably just need to look at that a little bit off stream. But we'll see. So yeah, let's see if relaunching will help it not be quite so chunky. A little better. Still really slow. The only thing that's spiking is the Ethernet. This is all fine. It's hovering around, I don't know, 20%, 25% at the most when it spikes. CPU's fine, memory's chilling. Oh, see. All right, so this is gonna be our points gainer test. When we begin overlap, let's see if the other actor is first person character. If so, gain get 5 points. There we go. You can see up in the top left corner there, every time we go through that cube, we're getting 5 points. So we have functioning points variable at least. So let's make the opposite and a volume that allows us to spend points. We want that to be red. Get rid of that. Apologies for the crash. Let's see if it's working. We appear to be back. So I'm going to have to figure out what's going on with that because Unreal was not having a good time there at the end. And actually, my whole computer was kind of slowing down, which is weird because we were looking at the performance trackers and everything seemed within normal range. So we may just go ahead and call the stream for the evening so I can research that as well as research the object interactions that were causing problems. We did eventually get a functioning points variable on the character, which should not have taken nearly as long as it did, but at least it's something. And I mean, tonight was mostly about planning and project setup anyway, so that's fine by me. Hopefully I can sort out whatever that issue was in the next few days. Plans for the rest of the week and next week, we will have a art stream on Saturday. At least it's tentatively planned to be an art stream. If I can figure out the issues we ran into there, then we may change that to a dev stream instead. And then next Monday, I will have a tutorial dropping for an introduction to materials in Unreal 5. Yep, so that's the plan. Check back in with us on Saturday for another live stream. Hopefully that'll work better. And yeah, like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you really liked it. Come over and support us on Patreon. The link will be in the description. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I hope to see you guys again soon.